Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is a unique and fascinating experience which invites tens and thousands of climbers every year. The varying climate zones and its unique flora attracts people from all over the globe who are looking for an adventure of a lifetime. For people who are fit, ascending Kilimanjaro is almost doable, but it is important to understand the risks involved, which could even take your life. Even though the climb is of moderate difficulty, climbing Kili is not a piece of cake. It can get real hard at times. The constant weather changes and extreme altitude can be deadly, especially for a first-timer like myself. So, this is how it usually works. You will need a team of extensive support crew like guides, porters and chefs who would carry all your food and gear. On October 2019, along with the hard-working support crew, we made it to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. To be frank, it was one of the toughest things I have ever done in my life. But their always smiling faces motivated us to be strong and confident and to push forward even while going through the most exhaustive and difficult situations. And that's the reason why we call them the true heroes. In this episode, we are gonna see why. Okay, let's continue from where we left off, which is from the Shira Route camp. The view from the top of the world is simply breathtaking. It makes us realize how tiny we are on our home planet. Sleeping at 12,500 feet altitude with less oxygen to breathe, it was no surprise that we woke up with mild headaches and stomach cramps, but none of the symptoms were worrisome or serious. This is quite usual on a high altitude trek. Day 3 has the longest hike of all. Today we are doing 4 miles of steep climb to the lava tower, which is at 15,000 feet. And post-lunch, we descend to the Barranco wall and pitch camp for the night. Past few days were mostly raining and it was bad, but our guides gave us some kind of hope that chances of today's rain is less likely. But the weather on the mountain, like they always say, is unpredictable. We have to expect the worst but hope for the best. Every day we wake up to just realize how hard the day is gonna be. But then our breakfast sessions were a joy for our sore hearts. We had everything that we initially thought was not possible on a mountain hike, from meat sausages to pulses to hot cups of hibiscus tea. You name it. What a commendable effort by our cook and his team. It's 10 kilometers to cover today, which is the longest yet, so we have to move fast to reach the camp before dark. So off we go. Next stop, Lava Tower. Thank you, brother.
This is another guy. This is another
Oh,
guy.
okay.
So each guy put one rock on top.
So if it's a team of 6, then we need to put 6 there?
Yeah, no. So it's not mean that we have to put in one rocks.
Okay.
Maybe you are 6 like you can put on this one and
On the way, we could see many other groups of climbers passing us. Some move on a faster pace while we try to keep the movement nice and slow. As our guides always say, pole pole, meaning slowly slowly, which helps us to cope better with altitude. This would reduce the chances of getting altitude mountain sickness. As we ascend higher and higher, the terrain became steeper and tougher. Steps had to be made with caution because chances of twisting an angle to even a severe fall is very likely to happen. Another thing is we saw the mist approaching us, which is a sign of rains coming at us.
Are you all good, bro?
All good. High altitude hiking when you're wet and soaked in a cold weather condition is a bad idea, so we quickly changed to rain clothing.
So from Shira 2, which is based at 3850 meters, and we are heading on to Lava Tower. That is where we'll be heading up for our lunch. And on the way, it was we could really feel the difference of the terrain of the plateau. The trail was getting narrower and narrower, and it was again raining. It was really tough. The terrain is also changing, so I have to be really careful, and I think 1 or 2 river crossings, small river crossings, stream crossing maybe you can say that, and one of them was really difficult. You have to calculate each and every point that you put the stick. And as we moved on, suddenly on the trail, I was asking McLeod, Chief, why is there salt on the trail? And he was just, looking at me and laughing and saying, open your eyes and see, it's not salt, it's hail, So a hailstorm, that's another good experience, and it started snowing.
The best possible way to explain this whole experience is like being on a post-apocalyptic film set. The unusual shapes and structures lurking behind the mist that we probably won't find anywhere else on this planet is enough to drive our minds crazy. And it's not just that. The lack of oxygen to breathe while stressing our body to its limits is enough to get our brains confused. Due to that, we literally lost track of time and the sense of reality. As we progressed, many more ground cells popped up, probably due to the heavy presence of streams in this area.
Isn't your shoes wet?
my shoes is wet, but I have another one.
Okay.
I have another one.
Okay, that is dry.
Yeah, so that one, another one I put it in case.
Okay.
If it will be raining until to the base camp.
Okay.
It means that I'm going to start with the new.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the new shoes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's very challenging. If we
Now it's just me, Paul, and our guide Hussein. It's impossible for everyone in our team to stick together because each one of us had a different pace. The differences in our pace were far more obvious when we were passing through more challenging sections. So we were far behind the rest of the team. And finally we have reached our destination, the lava tower. The 300-foot high volcanic rock structure, the lava tower, did not look like how we saw it in the pictures. Maybe it was the wrong time to visit the tower, but the insanely huge mist-clad structure was one hell of a sight. We were wet and cold, tired, and some of us had bad headaches due to the altitude. But we were all fine according to our medical team. After all the struggle, the scrumptious lunch served on the table made us the happiest souls on earth. We had to take another oxygen levels check because staying at the lava tower is kind of a mock test for seeing how good our bodies deal with lesser oxygen, especially when we summit.
Yeah, now the weather is getting better, right? Oh yeah, that sounds good.
That's why I told you before.
Hey, thanks man. Thank
Sadly,
you.
due to heavy rains, we couldn't charge our batteries, so we couldn't document any of the climb down to the Barranco camp. And finally, we reached the Barranco camp. We just reached Barranco camp and today we are halting here. It's day 3's night and it's very cold here because we are surrounded by a big wall of rock, so it's one of the coldest spots. To me, it felt like the coldest and the harshest of the nights we spent. Even our sleeping rugs got wet due to heavy rains, and spending the night here was quite tough. We even tried heating up our rugs over the stove we had, and that sort of helped us to get some sleep. And now we are in day 4. We heard that Kilimanjaro becomes more and more beautiful as we get closer by each day. Now we understood how and why. When we woke up surrounded by at least 100 ground cells, we got lost into the sheer beauty of a world that's populated by streams and giant plants. Suddenly, all the struggle and hardships we had felt a lot more worthy. These are among the most rewarding moments of our climb to Kilimanjaro. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is a special day. The objective is to climb an 850 feet high wall, aka the Barranco Wall. Even the weather did not spare us. Everything quickly changed to usual mists and rains even before packing up. To be honest, we were quite skeptical about today as to how we were gonna even make it through the rains. The plan is to climb the Barranco Wall and proceed to the KARANGA camp, where we pitched camp for the night. With only 3 miles to cover, it's not that easy. We have to scramble up a wall using all of our limbs, which can get pretty dangerous too. So here goes nothing. We are switching over to our Paul's first-person view for you guys to get the real deal of the climb.
As per the protocol, the guide must go ahead of us. But this way will make it more easier.
No, this one is more easier than that one.
Are you sure?
So that one is very slippery.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I say that one.
Okay. Okay, you go first.
Would you like to see it? Honestly, this is very easy for you guys.
Give me a hand. Listen, bro. Just watch me. Okay?
Yeah, on the yes, how to sit, and on the other side you have to do the step.
Here?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. These guys.
Here. Hold your mind your head. Hold your mind your head. I need a hand so much. Here. Trust your feet. Trust your feet. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Trust your feet. Yes. No, no, no. Put all of the legs here, all the legs here. Don't step here. I'd like to show you. When you stand and then you turn. You stand and then you turn.
What we are seeing is like, 3 or 4 people helping Sham to... Oh man, this is... Look at this one. Oh my god. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so the thing you have to follow my instructions.
Okay, I'll put my...
So you turn like this one. You put all of your legs here and then you stand. And then he'll show you on how we can do. Okay?
This way?
This way and then you stand there.
Okay.
All of your legs.
Okay.
Yeah, mind your head. Stand and then he'll show you. Only one. Stand up. Trust your feet. Ngoja simama. Okay, you can stand up. Zishike hivyo, simama.
Okay.
You can stand up, stand up, stand up.
No, this...
Stand up.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't step, don't step, don't step. Put your legs here. This one. Put it here.
Here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn well. And then
This
you
way?
put this one. You put it here.
Here?
You put it here.
Okay. Okay.
And then you give the hand to him. You give the hand to him.
Okay.
And then another leg here. Trust your leg.
Oh man. Thank you so much. Let me give you a hug. Thank you guys. Fuck man.
Because of these guys, otherwise I would have fallen.
Okay. Let's keep going.
You gonna go fast?
I have to leave you because we have some party.
I know.
Challenging.
Thank you so much guys. Thank you Michael or Jackson.
Actually, we had rain like first 4 days, complete, rain, and we need to hike through the rain. It was pretty difficult. There are like times where we were asking ourselves, whether we should continue or not. Then somehow we were all decided to continue with it. This is really the most challenging and adventurous stuff I have ever done in my life. So these guys here, the guides and the porters, they're like immensely helpful. They do everything for you. They kind of think that it is something their personal achievement. So these guys are really amazing.
Woo! You can see Sijo is doing it. Sijo bro. Everybody is watching you, man. Okay, don't fall. I just wanted to cover Neeraj, so you guys know he's on crutches. Think about his struggle.
Because of the help that we got from Chief McLeod and Johnny and Chua and Hussein. So all these people were close with us, with the 6 of us, and I was really super excited to cross the Barranco wall, holding on to the rocks. I just managed to sit a bit, till the end, and then climb on a single leg. It was it was a tough experience.
Okay, now finally, after 3 days, we all are together. Jabba.
Amba. Amba. Amba.
trauma afike salama.
Walikotoka
Amba.
ni mbali sana,
Amba.
wanakokwenda ni mbali sana.
Amba.
Unajalia
Trauma wafike salama.
Trauma wafike salama. Kama kude wetu ni hawa hawa.
ഞങ്ങളെ ഈ ബാറ്ററി മാറിയിട്ട് വരാം. Hi guys. Jumbo mambo. Look at this guy's shoe. They are using like a basic shoe.
All wet. Is it? I'll count?
No, we'll change the battery.
Okay.
You change it then you go.
Yeah. Hi, how am I?
Then the hand to him, then the hand to him. The hand to him. Yes. I told you that here we have to pass. This is kissing rock, so you have to pass like you hug the rock.
Okay.
So maybe I think you are looking for it to disturb you. So can you take it off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me hold it and then I'll give you.
Thank you. So,
You do like you hug. You do like you hug.
okay.
Yeah.
Hug and kiss.
Yeah.
Can I smooch?
Hug it.
Mwah. Thank you, Paula. And that's it. That's it. They're on top of Karanga Valley. Good job, bro. Yeah. They're kind of there. We probably be like 50 meters behind. Woo! This is our major. He's the
No, not slippery. I'm sure you. Not slippery. You can hike
he's the
your
captain
Not slippery.
of our crew, and he has been doing it probably for like 40 years.
Not slippery.
And when the first set of teams climbed Kilimanjaro, his father was in the team.
This isn't there.
This is okay.
The left part is not tough like here.
Okay.
It's a little bit tough.
This is tough.
Here's more tough.
Okay. So Neeraj is safe, right? No?
It's okay.
He's okay. Cool.
Phew, that was one hell of a climb indeed. The time has come for a short break. Looks like our Akila is experiencing some kind of nose bleeding, probably due to the altitude.
Dramatic bleeding and nose.
Dry nose.
It's a translate. Dad.
Our assistant guide Chua assured that there is nothing to worry as she has good levels of oxygen.
Oxygen here is 80.
80?
Yeah, it's so good oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all you care about it, right?
You care more about it.
Okay.
And this poncho shit. So poncho is not working because it's, I don't know, like
Yeah.
gets wet. So every day, 2 days, 3 days, we're
Yeah.
all wet.
Okay, what else, man? You are our Superman.
Good brother, let's
Yeah.
go.
Whenever I am feeling a little bit down, I just think about Neeraj.
Really?
Yeah. And he boosts me.
It's almost 4 days since we started our adventure, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have made it. Thanks to these wonderful human beings, our guides and porters. In spite of putting their lives at stake, they ensure our safe climbing. Then they race ahead of us to prepare food and set tents for us so that we never have to wait. Now that's something, right? For me, it's impossible to comprehend the kindness, compassion and selflessness, and such qualities really exist in a world of greed like ours. If humanity has a symbol, it has to be these guys. And that's the reason why we call them the true heroes. In the next episode, we traverse through the alpine desert lands of Kilimanjaro. We finally get to set foot on the extreme weather zones of the mountain. We enter our final mission, pushing both of our physical and mental limits, the summit. To find out what happens next, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will be notified when the new episode comes out.